Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in, and good morning once again. Uh, so today we will learn about how you can unlock AI productivity using Microsoft's 365 Copilot and learn how it is transforming businesses. We will walk through what is Microsoft 365 Copilot, followed by the difference between ChatGPT and Microsoft 365 Copilot. We learn how different customers around the world are making the most of it, and finally, we will walk you through a scenario of a marketing manager, how Copilot has transformed the way people work with today. Right? So myself, Ahmed Uzair, I'm the founder and CEO of TechZoetic. I'm a Microsoft Business Applications MVP in the UAE, and I'm also a Microsoft certified trainer. I have a few certifications on as an AI engineer, Azure developer, Power Platform functional consultant, and more. So I have been working with several industries, namely healthcare, manufacturing, real estate, construction, and travel and finance. Right? I have worked with startups and SMBs and a few enterprises as well. So I am also running a Power Platform user group in the UAE and also in Azure Middle East community. So the AI, so AI is here right now, but how prepared are we as SMB leaders is a question, right? So 79% of global SMB knowledge workers are already using AI tools, and 61% of them say they lack a plan to implement AI. So small and medium-sized businesses often struggle to find the time and innovation. 71% say they lack the energy to get their day-to-day work done, and half of them need more focused time, including myself. And 67% of SMBs struggle with being innovative or thinking strategically, and 61% of them believe they spend too much time searching for the right data or information when they need it. That's the reason we have the new AI tools coming into play, so, like Copilot and ChatGPT, because they unlock personal productivity. Like we are able to work more efficiently, we are able to save time, and we are able to think more creatively. Right? But not only on a personal level, it unlocks efficiency at a business level as well. It leads to revenue growth, or it optimizes costs, and of course, when business works well, employees are treated well as well. So it unlocks employee well-being too. So with Microsoft 365 Copilot, you have two flavors, right? One is the Copilot chat, which is available to you as all the users who are using any M365 application. If you are already using Business Premium or Business Basic as well, you will get access to Copilot chat, which is the same as what you see in ChatGPT. So you have a chat-based interface. You ask questions and it will answer. This is based on Chat and GPT 4.0 model, right? Then there's a Microsoft 365 Copilot, which is an advanced version of it, where it's not only the web-based web-based search, but also it's grounded in your work. When I say grounded in your work, this now you can imagine ChatGPT being able to read your emails, your Outlook, your Word, in your all your documents. So it has the context of your work as well. So now if you ask ChatGPT, let's say, oh, what is the project update on that project? ChatGPT might give you some vague answer, or it might not give you any answer at all. But if you ask Microsoft 365 Copilot the same thing, it will actually read through your emails. It will actually read through all your documents that you have related to that project and give out your answers. So that's the power of Microsoft 365 Copilot. Right? Plus, Microsoft 365 Copilot is embedded in your Microsoft 365 applications. So be it Word, you're building some proposals, it's built into that. If you're crunching some numbers in Excel, it's built into that as well. You're building a customer presentation, it's built into that as well. And when you're writing those emails, you can take help from Copilot directly rather than copy pasting email threads into GPT and then copying the response. And finally, in all your meetings, including this one, what we are having right now, the Copilot is involved as well. While we speak, it's taking meeting notes in the background, listing down all the action items so that you don't have to, so that you are more involved in the meeting, basically. So let's look at a difference of Microsoft 365 Copilot versus ChatGPT. So Microsoft 365 Copilot, like I said, it's embedded inside your Microsoft 365 application. So it has the context awareness. So it can read your emails and emails, documents, and everything. But ChatGPT on the other side is more of a general purpose tool where you can have it do some, let's say, a market research or ask some general questions, but not related to something that you are working on currently in your organization, because ChatGPT does not have access to that data, right? So then, of course, data context, like I said, it's grounded in your company's data. We use Microsoft Graph, and ChatGPT has integrations, but there's no native way to do it. Right? Then, from the security and compliance perspective, which is the key factor over here, ChatGPT uses your prompts and the responses to train their models. On the other hand, Microsoft 365 Copilot does not do so. It maintains that the security and compliance and privacy of the customers, right? And then on the rest, we have, like, from the pricing perspective, it's added on to Microsoft 365 licenses, and in ChatGPT you have multiple tiers as well. So, like I said, security and compliance is one of the key differentiating factors, where your security is respected and the policies that you have on the tenant level, on your organization level, are respected. If you don't have access to a document inside your organization as well, Copilot respects that. If, well, let's say there are documents related to HR that only HR managers should have access to, HR executive wouldn't have access to that through Copilot as well, because it respects those permissions, right? And thereby it follows all the responsible AI principles with ethical standards, and making sure that you get access to what you want, right? So let's look at now the business value that Copilot provides by department. Right? So let's look at sales first. So when we are looking at a sales department, there are different key processes that we look at. So starting with lead generation, then customer engagement, and then negotiation and closing, and then post sales as well, right? So when we talk about, let's say, before AI, lead generation was a very, very manual process, which could lead to low conversion rates and then high costs. Then with AI, now we can identify high quality leads in a much more automated way, right? So where now we have tools where AI can make the calls and then qualify the leads by itself, and then put it on your CRM. And then the customer, then the salespeople can take the follow-up calls, right? Then from the customer engagement perspective, the outreach was used to be a bit inconsistent, right? And the generic pitches would usually miss the customer needs. Now we can improve the customer meetings and respond to RFPs in much more personalized way, right? Where you can generate tailored presentations based on the customer's industry, customer's products. You can make a much more customized pitch using Copilot, right? And when you're on the negotiation phase, you reference to intuition for, like, the negotiations. Now again, with the much more personalized approach, you can go straight to the point and talk directly about the product that matters to them the most, right? Then, if we talk about from the process perspective, now here, if you see, we have, from the lead generation, you can do targeted prospecting, and that leads to a higher win rates or close rates, the lower cost per lead. The sales cycle length is lowered, right? So then you can also, with all the other tools, you can see the opportunities pursued are much more because you can close much more opportunities in a much lesser time using Copilot. Right. Then the customer retention increase, upsell rate increases, deal sizes increase, and business thrives. Right. Similar is the case for marketing as well. So marketing is something which we will go through a scenario as well. But to give you some perspective, uh, when we used to talk about customer insight and strategy before AI, we used to have like fragmented data leads to incomplete profiles, which used to lead to missed engagement opportunities, right? Now, with AI, you can actually analyze the market conditions and get more competitor edge over by getting more better strategies, developing more better strategies and personalized strategies, I would say, based on the customer. And then the demand generation earlier used to be quite broad, and it would lead to lower conversion rates. Now, again, we can create very highly targeted campaigns that will always lead to much higher conversion rates. Right. And similarly, content creation used to take a lot of time and a lot of research, which what would take, let's say, hours can now be done in minutes with AI and Copilot. Right? So similarly, we have some processes over here, the KPIs that are provided. So again, the agency spend reduces, customer retention increases, employee retention increases as well. Cost per lead is reduced, and leads generated are increase, and again, the business thrives. Similarly, we have some processes from finance perspective where your planning and analysis, let's say, was much more reactive than being proactive, right? So the reactive processes would reduce ability to capitalize on market opportunities. But now you can make use of natural language and AI agents for more insights and actionable intelligence, right? You can build a better business cases and follow a more evidence-based approach rather than uh, the historical trends and stuff. So now you can identify the discrepancies and predict trends in a much better way as well, right? And then from the risk management perspective, earlier data silos and lack of scenario planning would lead to delayed responses and vulnerabilities. Now you can automate that process and get actionable insights in real time. Right? Similarly, again, we have some KPIs where you can um, get the finance outsourcing spend is again reduced, where forecast accuracy increases, cost per analysis request reduces, and you are more compliant. Then talking about customer service. So in the customer service perspective, the support assignment used to be very manual. It could, if a person has something on their hand, the other person would the customer service agent would not have the task assigned, and it would lead to delays when leading to customer complaints. Right now, with AI, Copilot can directly tie it to your CRM and identify who is the best person to take up this case or any ticket or an assignment. Right. The issue diagnosis, again, earlier it used to be a very manual where you go and diagnose it by itself, but now Copilot can do an initial diagnosis and probably find out the root cause in most of the cases as well, to help you speed up that process of and closing the support tickets and the scenarios much faster, right? And provide the plus it will provide you the knowledge base, the resolution procedures by itself. And again, you have, as a result, you have less number of calls answered by agents. You have a better first call resolution rate. You have reduced issue resolution time and better customer retention. Finally, as from the perspective of legal, now, when we are managing contracts as legal, it can be slow and error prone. So when we deploy Copilot, it can do a swift analysis which reduces the time spent on manual reviews. It can easily find errors and quickly correct them as well. Right. Then from the litigation, when we talk about litigation, there was prolonged case durations and increased costs due to lack of data-driven tools. Now, with Copilot, you can expedite the case resolution with much more powerful insights that you can develop from the documents, and which results into a less outside legal counsel spent and less cost per internal review and a much more improved compliance rate. And then comes HR, the key function for every organization. So one of the key factors which a lot of organizations struggle with is employee engagement. The limited feedback leads to ineffective engagement strategies, right? So now with AI, we engage better with our employees and understand their requirements better, and then we make personalized solutions based on that engagement data, right? The recruitment is much more smoother and much more faster because what used to happen earlier was manual resume screening. If we are getting like 200 CVs in for one job post, it is difficult for a human to verify all of them in 1 day or 2 days as well. But with Copilot, you can actually screen all the CVs in a few minutes, and also Copilot can help you shortlist the best candidate based on the job descriptions that you have. Right. Similarly, from the compensation and benefits perspective, it can do the market research for you to understand what is the benchmark, and from the learning and development perspective, it can customize the learning paths for each job role that you may have, and provide a clear path for the employees to follow. And finally, this results in reduced issue response time and also reduced admin costs and hiring costs per employee. And employee onboarding time from it reduces from a weeks to a few days only. Now, since we have all of this, the functions per department, in case you are implementing an AI solution in your own organization, you can take a screenshot of this template which we have, so you can define the function, you can define the different phases that you have of what you want to achieve, and then you define the key processes that you are trying to automate with AI, and define those scenarios. And over here, you can define the goals and KPIs from the three perspective, from the financials perspective, productivity perspective, and employee experience perspective. And finally, you can write what AI solutions you're using from the Copilot and security perspective as well. I'll give you a few seconds to take this, take a screenshot of this. Okay, so now that we have learned how different departments are making use of Copilot, and we know what business value it provides, now let's actually see it in action. So what we are going to do is basically, you are a marketing manager, you're launching a new product, right? So you need to start with a market research. We have basically a product background already. You will start with market research using Copilot Chat and Word. You will develop a campaign strategy using Word in Copilot, and then you will create a presentation to be sent to for review to the head of marketing. And finally, once you have run the campaign itself, we do run a post campaign analysis using Excel, Copilot in Excel, right? So let's jump into it right away. Okay, can you can see my screen, right? So all right, yeah.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, so I will just quickly show you what we have right now. So we are launching a product called eco-friendly laptop bags, EcoProp, right? So we have this from our team. So from the product team, we have the key features, target audience, pricing, positioning, and launch campaign goals. However, we are not sure about this yet. So what we will do is we will ask a Copilot to do the research for us, right? So we will say we are launching a new product, right? So for which, okay, I'm just gonna use that. So now over here, the product details are in a Word document that resides on my OneDrive, right? So I can actually refer to that document instead of, copy pasting all those details into this chat. So that's what I am going to do right now. So we are launching a new product for which you can find the details here in this document. Who is the right target audience for this and what should be the price point for this product? I'm going to send this. So as you can see, it has actually developed this for us. Right? And let's say we also want to know what should be the marketing, be the right marketing channels. Right. So as you can see, it has developed, it has given us the responses as you can market on e-commerce, you can run CRM campaigns and PR and community engagement. Right. So now we have these responses. So what we will do is now that we have them, we need to write it somewhere. Now either I can just copy paste and put it in a document, or I have another option where there's something called edit in pages. So if I click on edit in pages, it creates a note for me over here, right? And let's say this was the strategy part. I also want the marketing channels response. So I can go ahead and click over here, can add to the page. So I have both the things over here, right? So this is good. I have the better target audience and from the pricing perspective, and I also have the marketing channels. So what I will do is I want to now make use of this document. So I'm going to open this in Word from here itself, and it has copied everything in the Word document here, right? And I'm going to change the name. Let's say I'm just going to call it EcoProp 2. Right? So now we have this document ready. So our research is done. So we have done the first part, Copilot chat and Copilot in Word. Right? So now we need to actually develop the content campaign strategy, which is this one. So for which what we are going to do is we are going to create a new document. Let's say we open a new document. And our Copilot says, what do you want a Copilot draft? You have some suggestions over here, like create a proposal based on this, expand context and stuff. Now, what we actually want is we want to draft a product launch campaign, right? Now, I have some in this prompt over here already. Now, again, I want to draft a product launch campaign based on the product background, which we add over here, right? And also I want to make use of the new file that we had just created with the market research. Okay, so I am going to add that file as well. So which is this file. Now I can, as you can see, I can refer to any of the files that are present in my OneDrive, but also I can also refer to a meeting, as you can see. So, but I'm going to make use of this file as of now, and let's hit generate. All right, so as you can see, it has developed a complete campaign, product launch campaign plan for us. So with the executive summary, the overview, product overview, benefits, target audience, the pricing strategies, and the marketing channels as well, right? And with the success metrics and next steps. So I would like to keep this. However, I think we should add an FAQ section as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here. I will say add a section for FAQ. I have this and I'll start generating this. So it will actually go ahead and add a section for FAQs as well, right? So let's say I want to keep this. And over here, I also want to add something for contact information. Let's say add contact info. So it can actually provide you that. Now let's say this this part is something I don't like that much. I want to shorten this. So I can go ahead and select this text block only, and I can make it shorter. And it will now give you multiple drafts for you to choose from this one, or it can be this, or it can be this one. Let's say I would like to replace it with this, right? And you know what? I want to make it a bit more formal. So I'm going to make it more formal now. So it rewrites it for you again, and it can again it gives you much more options which you can choose from, right? All right, so now our product launch campaign strategy is done. So we have created a plan and everything is good. Then now we need to create a presentation to be sent to our head of marketing. So what we are going to do is we are going to switch to PowerPoint. So I'll go ahead and open PowerPoint over here. I'm going to create a blank presentation. Now over here, I can start from scratch and start building the presentation, which will take me probably a few hours, or I can use the file that this campaign plan and build a presentation based on that. That's what we are going to do exactly. Create a presentation about this one. So let's just verify. Is it this? Yes, that's the one. We are going to build a presentation on that. Now, when you're building a presentation, of course, it has to adhere to your company guidelines and the branding as well, right? So you can always have your branding templates and everything uploaded here, which power point will adhere to, or otherwise you can pick up any of the templates which are available out of the box, right? So let's say we are going to take for this one, we'll pick this, right? So let's say we select this. We need to create a presentation about this, and let's start. So if I had added something manually, like create a presentation about eco-friendly bags and stuff, it would have still generated outline like this for me. Now it has, but in this case, it has generated an outline from the document, right? So all the sections are as per the document, right? So let's say this outline is, I want to make sure that I want to show the key campaign timeline first before messaging themes, let's say, or actually messaging themes should come before marketing channels, right? So I can add another section over here about contact details. Let's say if I say add topic about contact details, it will add another section with the appropriate slides, right? So now it will also provide you how many number of slides and this will generate. Okay, so let's say I hit generate slides. It will run the magic in the background, add the titles, upload the design, create content based on the document that we had provided, and it will give us a complete full-fledged presentation, which would again would have taken us a few hours to build. So it doesn't only add the content and the pictures, but also adds all the required animations that you need. And you can always, with Copilot chat built over here, you can always get more suggestions on how you can improve the presentation, or how you can create this specific slide better, right? So what you would do in ChatGPT is always built into all the applications. So just while this is being done, I will just give you a quick sneak peek over here. I have all this. So I can summarize this doc. I can even create an audio overview of that specific document. Right. So again, instead of copy pasting everything and summarizing the doc or uploading a document, I can directly do it from inside the document itself. Right. So let's come back to this, and you can see we already have a full-fledged presentation built for us. Let's say I would like to keep it, and let's open the first one. Now, once you get this, we get some design ideas as well. So first, the first slide ideally should have some image. Okay, so let's add this one. So the designer is also powered by Copilot, which again you can use to get better designs on your presentations, right? So you have the full liberty to modify this. I can change the fonts and colors and everything. So as you can see, you have all the slides over here built for you. From the sustainability perspective to finally the support channels that we had added, and the inquiries and partnerships as well. So you can go ahead and modify this presentation as required. Now, let's say we are done with the presentation. Now we need to uh, send it to our head of marketing. So we go ahead and switch to Outlook. We create a new email. Let's say Priya Gupta is my head of marketing. Let's say EcoProp product launch campaign review. And then instead of writing it myself, I will just say send her the product launch campaign presentation for a review. Launch campaign presentation or review. Right. So let's say we read that, and you can see it has already drafted an email for us. So I am writing to you to share the product launch campaign, that your feedback would be invaluable and everything. But I think we can make this better. So I would say make it a bit more formal. Right? So dear Priya, this is it rewrites it for you, right? And let's say no, I want it to be more casual. So you can see it doesn't delete anything for you. You can select from the different draft versions that you have done, right? Or let's say, for example, I want it to be like a poem, right? A poem. So as you can see, it wrote a poem as well. And finally, let's say I'm gonna switch back to this one, and I'm going to keep this. All right. So let's say this is good, but I need some tips as well for me to write some better emails. Okay, so what I can do is get coaching. I can click on this, and it analyzes the emails and provides you tips on how to write in a better tone. For a better reader sentiment, you can update it like this, and for better clarity, you can you can put it like this, right? So it not only writes emails for you, but also trains you to write better emails, right? So that's how you can make use of it. And let's say we dismiss, we this is best. We go ahead and attach the required file. Let's say this is the one that we created, and that's it. We can go ahead and send that email out. And on the other hand, just in case you have like long email threads, you don't want to go through all of them at once. Let's say I was off for a week and we had a long email thread that we want to see. Let's say, for example, this one. Instead of reading through all the emails, all what I can do is summarize it by Copilot. Right? So as you can see, it summarizes the whole email thread and also provides you all the action points. You are requested to provide questionnaires. Progress is being tracked by this guy, this person, and everything. So it provides you the whole thing, and then you can ask Copilot for more context on this specific email, right? And you can even ask it to summarize a specific file, which is attached in this email thread only, right? So that's how we sent the campaign presentation with using Word, PowerPoint, and Outlook. Now, finally, our campaign ran successfully, and everyone's happy. But now it's time to do a post campaign analysis to understand what are the costs involved with this, right? So now we come to this one. Right. So this is the campaign costs that we had in different months, right? And these were the actual spend, daily spend, forecasted spends, and if it was fixed or variable. So we open Copilot over here. The first thing that we would usually want to do is summarize this whole thing with using pivot tables. So instead of you going ahead and creating those pivot tables by yourself, it can summarize it for you. So it will give you an answer. You analyze the table, and then you can add pivot table to a new sheet. As you can see, it created this for us. And I can go ahead and actually add this table to a new sheet. And if I want to modify, I can always modify something over here. Right? Then let's say we need something like, okay, I want to know what are the top 5 spend categories. Now this is still a small data, but for a sheet with thousands of rows, it would be difficult to find those. So let's say we ask it to highlight the top 5 spend categories. So it gives an option that I will highlight it with this color. Sure, let's apply that. And it highlights those top 5 spends. Right? Then let's say we say if you I want to know the forecast cost if campaign runs for 3 weeks. So it can actually provide you the forecast as well. And finally, after this, as you can see, it has done a 3-week forecast for each of the categories. Okay. So now we have done it using pivot tables, formulas, and everything, right, as of now. But what if we want some much more deeper results, like a full-fledged report? We can use something called advanced analysis mode. Instead of using Excel formulas, it will use Python to analyze the sheet, right? So if I click on get deeper results, it will start the writing Python scripts and analyzing the data. As you can see, it has started writing Python code over here, and it has picked up all the data from the previous sheet. It will even explain you like what it's doing. If in case you are interested, you can also see the Python code written over here. So it will actually show you the code that it has written. And it can also provide you visuals uh, showing the spends and the trends as well. As you can see, actual versus forecasted spend by category and month, then the difference between actual and forecasted, and the average daily spend by category and month. So we can go further and let's say detect outliers to highlight the unusual spending patterns. It will, and then it will go further and allow you to do further analysis on Copilot. So it will run more Python code. So again, which we can always see over here. And that's it. So now we have done the post-campaign analysis as well. Finally, out of this thing, I think we will have some Teams meetings and everything which we should analyze as well. Then for that reason, we can go ahead and analyze the meeting that we are in right now. So what I will do is I will share my screen once again. Let me know when you can see it. So actually, we have Copilot running in this meeting as well. So let's say if I ask recap this meeting. Once it will actually generate the complete recap with the transcript references as well. As you can see, we just did advanced analysis and it captured that as well. And it will actually give you the transcript references on what point this was spoken about. Right, so you can always go ahead and see, okay, on 29 minutes 50 seconds I spoke about this. And then you can, of course, instead of copying, either you can copy or you can directly open this in Word, right? So let's say I can say list the challenges I mentioned regarding AI adoption for SMBs. I have not mentioned that yet, but yeah. So you can list down the challenges, you can list down the uh, list action items. Let's say list any action items. I don't think we have mentioned any. Yeah, that's it. That's the thing that we did in the first few slides, right? So in the team meeting itself, you can do a live recap. Let's say if you wanted to catch up on what you have missed, you joined a little late or something of that sort, you can always make use of Copilot to fill you up on the meeting. And plus, instead of making notes by yourself, you can rely on Copilot and actually focus in the meeting and do real conversations, right? So coming back to our presentation over here. So now we are done with the uh, we're done with launching our product and we did a great job. Good job to you guys as well. So now let's look at what customers are actual customers are doing with Copilot. So Commercial Bank of Dubai are making use of Copilot to save 56 hours each month with their AI empowered workforce. So they have improved the operational efficiency of the works by saving 39,000 hours per year as a collective, right? So the innovation and creativity, they have empowered their employees by making them more creative with the power of Copilot. Right? Then there's Newman's Own, which is a US-based food and beverage manufacturing company. They have by using Copilot, they have saved 3 hours. They have come down from 3 hours to 30 minutes for all the content creation work, right? And then, of course, when you save that much time, we have a lot of productivity gains. So people are doing more meaningful work, which actually matters, right? And they have cut the review time of industry publications from hours to minutes as well. Then Morita Health. Now, healthcare is, of course, a very regulated sector, which security is of utmost concern. Now, if we go for go and use ChatGPT or something, of course we are at a risk of data leaks and stuff. But with Copilot, you have like we discussed earlier, the data resides only in your tenant, so it is not exposed to anyone outside your organizations, and hence it is secure even for healthcare companies to make use of it. And of course, it provides much more collaboration features and productivity gains as well. Now we have covered how people are making the most of it. We have seen it in action as well. We have seen the value it provides, but how to actually adopt it, right? So first, it starts with the leaders. So, are the leaders engaged and employees ready to adopt it? So, and we need to first develop that mindset if they are ready to adopt it. If the employees are on of the mindset that it is going to take away our job, uh, it's not, because it's co-pilot, it's not an autopilot. So it assists you in your work rather than taking away your job. So we need to develop that mindset that it is actually going to assist you, not do the work, like not remove you from your job, right? Second is, of course, we need to create a culture of learning and the right skills. With a co-pilot comes and there's comes a great learning curve as well. So you need to learn about prompt engineering. You need to learn how to write the correct prompts to get the right results. So you cannot expect an orange if you ask for an apple, right? So in there needs to be a lot of learning curve and a culture of learning as well. And finally, of course, no matter what you do, if you cannot measure the improvement that you do, it is of no use. You will not have any feasibility. So you need to be able to measure the business value. You need to define the correct KPIs that you can measure and see what impact Copilot had on your organization, right? So the question is, where do we start? We have seen all the use cases, but where do we actually start? So the path forward is that we identify and prioritize the business challenges that benefit from AI. So we identify the specific key processes that can be benefited from AI. We prioritize the training and adoption of AI. And finally, we understand how AI is being used and quantify the impact of your investments. I think this is the point that we have kind of covered today. We have told you how AI is being used and how you can quantify the impact as well. So some of the key processes by functions that we can see over here are on your screen. So we have a few processes from sales, marketing, finance, customer service, legal, HR, and IT as well. Now, for a business, uh, some business that is struggling with lead generation, the lead generation process should be their target for AI. So that can be that's the place where they can start, right? So we want to improve the lead, the number of leads that we receive, right? And then you can work on developing the KPIs around it, and then finally deploy Copilot um, with strategies to improve that lead generation process, right? Then, of course, there are KPIs by the function as well. So, let's say from the lead generation perspective, of course, the opportunities pursued is the KPI that we need to approach, right? And the win rate and close rate as well. So, select a specific process that your organization really requires and that you think that can benefit from AI. Develop the KPIs around it, and then you go and move forward. So with that in mind, so there are three essentials for Copilot success. Again, like we said, it has to start from the top, and the leadership needs to sponsor and vouch for AI, and they need to lead with AI as well. So they align AI to their business goals, provide clarity and prioritization not only to themselves, but also but to the employees, all the employees of the company. So that way they can form a decision-making group to coordinate AI efforts, also called like an AI council, right? Then you need to identify the early adopters in your organization who are actually enthusiastic, and they would be happily adopt the new technology, right? They are the people who will be taking this forward and teach their fellow colleagues as well, um, and train them, right? So you leverage the scenario library, which is built in Copilot as well, and you can make use of that to train your employees. And finally, the technical readiness. So your employees are ready, but you need to make sure your organization is ready from the IT perspective. You need to make sure that infrastructure is ready for it. Let's say if you have, let's say, SharePoint permissions, which is open to everyone, so the confidential documents should not be indexed by Copilot. So you need to make sure that you have those permissions set up. Uh, an executive CEO should be lower level staff should not be able to see the documents that the CEO needs to see, right? So we need to make sure those permissions and infrastructure is in place for you to not have any data leaks. With that in mind, we will just have a quickly, I think we are almost running out of time already. So just a very quick one from the security and trust perspective, right? So of course, as we have already mentioned, your data is your data and it is not used to train or enrich the foundation models, and your data is protected at every point, right? Then if we make sure that the infrastructure is ready, we can overcome these challenges, which is data oversharing, which where the employees get access to sensitive data, which they are not authorized to get, and data leaks, which again they get access to sensitive data through AI apps, and finally non-compliance usage, users who use AI apps to generate unethical or other high-risk content. So Copilot has those compliance parameters built in uh, for different kind of language and the content that it develops, so which you can use. And of course, there are different technologies they provided by Microsoft for the security and governance of Copilot. So you have like from the baseline for E3 and Business Premium, you get multi-factor authentication, audit logging and stuff. You also get conditional access, manual sensitivity labels, and data loss prevention policies with the advanced SharePoint management. And we with the best in class, which is the E5, you get conditional access based on identity risk and automatically applying sensitivity labels on documents, and also remove inactive content, right? So it prevents the data leaks on endpoint devices as well, right? So finally, just to give you a very quick highlight, so the difference between Copilot Chat, which is available in any business Microsoft 365 subscription, is that Copilot Chat acts as ChatGPT itself, which is web grounded and powered by GPT-4o. Again, your data is your data. Your prompts are not being used to train the models, but you cannot access your work data. Where if you want to access your work data, your emails, Teams, documents, and everything, you have to opt for Microsoft 365 Copilot, which is $30 per user per month as a retail price, right? And then you can have agents working for you in the free version as well, but you do not get any desktop applications support or Outlook, so Office 365 application support in free version, right? So finally, uh, so again, we are TechZoetic. We provide custom software development services, cloud migration services, and solutions. And we are a Microsoft partner and Adobe partner as well. And we are IT consultants. We're providing technical trainings as well. So if you would like to avail any of these services, please feel free to reach out. And finally, thank you so much for attending today's webinar. And we hope you liked it. We hope you learned something new.